Hi, my name is Royce, and this is my 2015 C7 Z06.
So why don't you tell us why you chose the C7 Z06 and then your purchase story with it?
So I chose this car just because I come from German cars. I had a BMW before, and I wanted to kind of explore outside of that realm and see what else there was. I just thought this car was just really good looking. It put down some good numbers. I've seen a lot of social media posts regarding this car and what you can do with the platform, so that really piqued my interest. And in terms of purchasing the car itself, I actually spent almost a good year looking for the exact spec, because I told myself if I get this car, I want it exactly how I want it with the specs that I wanted in. So everything I was looking at was kind of out of state, and I was really ready to pull the trigger on a few out of state cars that I was looking at. And luckily in the last month before I made my decision, this popped up. It ended up being towards Los Angeles in California, and it's like an hour away from me. I'm like, you know what, let me go check it out, see what it's about. I saw it and absolutely fell in love with the car.
Why don't we do the fun part, which is going to be the walk around and just like a quick build breakdown and spec sheet of this car.
Exterior wise, I haven't done too much. It already came from factory with the like ground effects package, which would be like the side skirts, the front lip. A lot of these cars actually come with a glass top, so this is a Targa top. This actually comes off. It's just like a few clips inside. A lot of them come with the glass one, but another thing I liked when I got this car was that it had the carbon option, so that's a cool little thing. Other than that, it's got the little spoiler in the back, which I think is a good touch. And exterior wise, that's about it. I want to keep it a little low key. Don't want too much attention. And then under the hood, that's where the fun's at. So let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. Cool little party trick with the Corvettes. The hood's open that way, so that's one of my favorite things about the car. In terms of modifications, we have on that side, we got the cold air intake over there. We have an upper pulley done to the car, as well as a flex fuel kit, which isn't turned on right now. But we also have an oil catch can, aftermarket intercooler, and it's on meth.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, so it is pushing some decent power. Yeah, it's a fun little build we got going on.
Do you have any estimations to how much power it might be making? Or?
Yeah, so we actually got it tuned about last month, and the dyno sheet came out to 630, a little above 630 to the wheels. So yeah, not the fastest thing in the world, but fast enough to get around.
Now that we're in the interior, why don't we just kind of give a breakdown of the interior spec?
Yeah, of course, got you. So like I said earlier, when I was looking for this car, I wanted it to be exactly how I wanted it spec wise, like exterior and interior. And a couple of the big things that I really wanted when I got this car was the extended carbon all throughout the dash right here. That was one of the things that I was like, I kind of need to have that if I'm gonna get this car. Another thing was the competition seats. So these are like full carbon backed, they're a little bit like tighter on the hug, of course, being like the bucket style seats. Not the comfiest thing in the world, but keeps you in place when you're taking those turns. And the biggest thing that I really wanted in this car is that it had to be a manual gearbox. Now, these are a little bit slower than the automatics, like very fractionally, but there's nothing like a manual gearbox just ripping through the gears as you're going up the hills and all that. And this is actually the last generation of Corvette they're gonna make it manual for, as far as I know. So it's a little bit of a its own rare beast, if you will.
So why don't we talk about some pros and cons of the Z06?
Yeah, of course. So I will say before I even start, the pros really outweigh the cons. It's a great car if you're someone that's just like, a car enthusiast, likes driving, racing, running through the canyons, any of that. This is going to be an amazing car to do that in. Puts down good power, amazing, weight balancing on the car. It's great on turns. I've seen a lot of people, turn this into like 1,000 horsepower cars. I've seen people turn them into track builds and all that. So it's a very versatile car. In terms of cons, it's a Corvette. At the end of the day, parts here and there are going to be a little expensive, but you kind of know that getting into a platform if you're going to start building it. The car does sit low. I don't have it lowered at all. This is at stock ride height, and it already sits kind of low. So you kind of have to take your time going up those driveways, coming out of driveways, and just being careful not to scrape. Other than that, if you don't mind paying for gas every day, it's a great car.
Any advice you'd give to future owners of this car?
Advice I'd give future owners, definitely if you haven't already bought one, find a bone stock one. The one I had some mods already previously done to it from the previous owner, and after taking it to my shop, we kind of saw that they went about putting power into the car the wrong way. They were kind of taking shortcuts, so you never really know what someone is doing to the car before you get it, or you know which route they went with it. There's always a right way and a wrong way to build a car, and you kind of want to, it's nice to have a bone stock car to start with so you can go the right way about it.
What are your future plans with the Z06?
So in the short term, my future plans are definitely upgrading the fuel system, so high pressure fuel pump, going with some, you know, better injectors. And other than that, definitely gonna port the blower and get a new throttle body. So we're gonna be able to put down some more power and reliably, of course. In the long term, I think if I ever do end up getting bored with how much power the car makes or how it feels, we might do a cam. But putting a cam in the car kind of changes the whole feel of it, so that'll just come down to how bored I get in the coming years.
So this is my first time in a Z06 C7, and it's really cool that the climate control is like right here. It's really cool. And also that was one of the loudest cars I've definitely heard ever. It was hurting my ears from 10 feet away. It sounds really good, but dang, I might have lost some hearing from that. But now we're gonna do the fun part. We're gonna do some pulls, and yeah. What the? This is sketch.
Can I start in second gear? Just
yeah, go ahead.